Kalaburagi to brief about the speaker profile for the day.
Good morning, one and all. Indeed, I am honored to present a profile of Mr. Suryakant Sharma-ji. He is a commerce graduate and holds a master's in law with a specialization in corporate law. He is also a chartered associate of Indian Institute of Banking and Finance, that is IIBF. Sri Sharma-ji has over 35 years of experience in banking and finance and securities market and has served in a leading financial institution. Thereafter in Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Finance, Government of India, and finally in SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India. Sri Sharma joined SEBI in 2003 and served there for more than 15 years and in different capacities and in different departments of SEBI. Lastly, in addition to other assignments, he was DGM in charge of Office of Investor Awareness and Education in SEBI's northern region for more than 5 years. Sri Sharma-ji is also a member of working group of NCERT for developing vocational course on mutual funds for students of 11th and 12th classes. Sri Sharma-ji also mentor of a few NGOs who are working for financial literacy and investor awareness programs in the country. Under his supervision, more than 15,000 financial literacy and investor awareness programs were conducted across North India, and he himself has addressed as a guest speaker in more than 600 programs. After superannuation from SEBI in 2019, he has joined Association of Mutual Funds in India, that is AMFI, an apex body of mutual fund in India as senior consultant North India. So Mr. Sharma-ji is a down-to-earth and simple person, and as it rightly says, although he has retired from this, is in a regular services, but he is still making relentless efforts to bring in the financial literacy and knowledge among thousands of investors. Thank you, sir.
Should I start?
Yes, sir, you can go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Lingappa, for your kind words. I am thankful to the organizing team of your institute for giving me opportunity. I think this is my second program with you, if I remember correctly. Earlier, we had done a normal investor awareness program for your participants. Today, I am told, and the subject given to me, Dr. Munit, is a little bit different. And sipping the sip. The intention of giving this subject to me, what I can make out of this is that the organizing team feels that the participant wish to know more about the mutual funds. Am I right, sir?
Yes, sir.
And that is why they have kept this subject. But two things I wish to make it clear before to all the participants, that though I will be speaking more on the mutual fund today, but it should not be considered as a mutual fund marketing or a promotional event. I want to make it very clear. It should, because some participants may raise objections, sir. It is not an investor awareness program. It is centered around mutual funds. Yet it is, because the topic given to me by Department of MBA of the university confines me to talk more on the mutual funds today. And that's the only limitation I have today. So please don't constitute as a mutual fund event or a marketing event of the mutual fund or a promotion of the mutual fund. And secondly, I will again request all the participants, particularly young ones, if they wish, they can have one pen and pencil with them so that they can note down anything new idea or new information which they might get out of my session, which they can further explore through Google and websites. Dr. Lingappa, you will appreciate with me that now everything is available, rather we are flooded with the information. We are in social media era where every information is available on the Google and websites, but these programs are basically encouraging programs to encourage young participants to go deeper into the subject before taking any decision with regard to their investments. So my request is very simple. Don't rely on me. Don't rely what I say. Better you explore, go deeper into the subject. And once you are convinced that you are okay with the basic knowledge of the investment product, only then you think of investing that product. That topic says that topic conveys the importance of SIP. But Dr. Lingappa, you will appreciate me that SIP is only a way of investing into mutual fund. So before coming to the topic and before coming to the SIP, I feel it is my burden duty to explain to the young participants what mutual fund is and how it functions. Then I will come upon the SIP, how SIP can be opened and how SIP functions and what is the benefits of SIP. So, but first, please let me understand you, all of you, that mutual fund is also one of the investment products. That's all. Dr. Lingappa, you will agree with me that there are other investment products also, which inter alia includes governmental small saving schemes, corporate bonds, property and real estate, gold, security market direct investments, investment in commodities, and other avenues are also there. So please first appreciate that mutual fund is one of the investment avenue where you can invest. And first we should understand what the mutual fund is and why so much buzz nowadays about the mutual funds. Munish sir, you will agree with me that nowadays every person wants to know about the mutual fund, more particularly the younger ones. And of late, mutual fund has been a favorite investment avenue for most of the young investors. So my dear participant, mutual fund is nothing but giving your savings to the experts. Here you are not directly investing. First understand it. You are not directly investing in any of the avenues or any of the product. But you are giving your money to the experts. Naturally, the question arises, why we should give our money to them? Why we should not directly invest? Yes, you can. You have got every right to go for direct investment, sir. But as far as investment in security market is concerned, more particularly, I should confine myself, then security market investment required a lot of knowledge and a lot of time as well. And perchance, it might happen that you might not have that level of knowledge which equip you to invest into security market directly. And my dear friends, you must appreciate that without knowledge, investing into security market is much riskier. Otherwise also it is riskier, very honestly speaking. But without knowledge, investing into security market, more particularly on the advice of the so-called advisors and so-called friends and relations, it is more riskier. And I personally feel, I don't know whether Dr. Lingappa will agree with me or not. I personally feel that investing into security market without knowledge is coupled with a lot of risk. So better to avoid it. This is my personal opinion. Because unless and until we have knowledge of the market, the risk is greater and we might incur huge losses sometimes. And there have been occasions, my dear friends, and I know a lot of people who invested their hard-earned money into a security market, direct investment on the advice of so-called advisors or friends, because they were investing and they suffered losses. And since they suffered losses at the beginning of their investment journey in the security market, they are now very much reluctant to come again in the security market on account of sheer fear that they may again recur losses. So please understand very carefully, and more particularly those who are not from management discipline, from commerce background, for economics background, and more so those who are from engineering background and for other disciplines like art, history, and architecture, pharmacy, sciences. They don't have knowledge of the market. And for those, and even for those who are management students, who are commerce graduates, who are economics students, but because of lack of knowledge, they do have fear not to invest into security market. And their fear is genuine. I appreciate their fear. Because in security market, risk is greater, as I just mentioned. And Munish sir was also mentioning that there is relatively lesser risk in the mutual fund. No, sir, it is not like that. There is risk in the mutual funds as well. I want to make it very clear to all the participants. Risk is a component. Risk is inherent in the security market products. So if we don't have knowledge of the market, and more so when we don't have time also to track our investments or to go for the right investment avenues, it is better to rely on some experts who has got knowledge of the market, who has got expertise of the market, who has got experience in the market, who lives in the market 24 hours. Because of the simple reason that his decisions with regard to investment are most likely, I am not sure the 100%, he might be even he might be incorrect. He might make mistakes. But as compared to me as a layman, he is well equipped to take very, very strong investment decisions looking at the present circumstances and as far as the economic activity of the country or international as well. That is why I am relying on the experts that please take my savings and invest within the domain which I have given you. So the second thing I want to make it clear, that domain you have to decide. You can't give him a blank check that you invest wherever he wants. And it is not possible for him even or her, because mutual fund has got different categories of schemes. And each category of scheme has got distinct feature, or rather limitation, I will say. Suppose some large cap, just for example, one large cap equity fund is there. Then even the fund manager, so-called expert, even he doesn't have freedom to go beyond that domain. He has to invest your savings only in large cap. Suppose some small cap fund is there. Then the fund manager has got limitation to invest only in small cap corporates. So domain you have to decide. This is the second thing I want to tell you. And every domain has got distinct features as far as the risk and returns are concerned. So we give our money to the fund managers. Take my money, invest as per the domain, and try to give me maximum return. That is my sole motto and sole target. So third thing I want to tell Mr. Rahul is, mutual fund is not a social service. It is purely a proposition where I am giving my hard-earned money, my savings to the experts to invest as per domain into the that segment and use their expertise and experience to generate more and more return for me. That is why we are more prone towards mutual funds. So mutual fund is more for the persons who don't have knowledge and who don't have time as well to track and manage their investments. Mutual funds basically have got lot of categories of investment schemes. And most of the people do have some general understanding that mutual fund is the next name of securities market. But my dear Rahul, it is not the case. Or I'm not taking one, I'm taking on name of Rahul only because I can see his face. Otherwise, if 4 or 5 videos are on, I will keep taking the name of the participants again and again. So please keep at least 4 or 5 videos on. I will request organizing committee team members, because the Department of MBA sir doesn't have his name, so I can't take his name. So if I could have got his name, then I would keep taking his name as well. So a lot of the people have got perception that mutual fund is security market. Yes, broadly it is. I know, broadly it is. But my dear friends, mutual fund has a unique distinction that mutual fund is not limited to securities market only. Please do understand. In mutual fund, there are schemes, might be few. There are schemes where your money will be invested into governmental securities. So if you have a flair of investing into government securities only, that facility mutual fund also provides. Then mutual fund have got some schemes where your savings can be invested only in property and real estate. Those schemes are also available if somebody has a flair of investing into security market, into real estate and property, that there are some schemes in the mutual fund. Then there are schemes in the mutual fund where your money can be invested into gold even. There are gold ETFs funds are available. Gold related schemes are available in the mutual fund. So through mutual funds, you can invest into gold as well. Then there are some schemes in the mutual fund where you can even invest in commodities market. Of course, they are in nascent stage as of now, but SEBI is taking regular steps in making this facility available to the general investor so that they can invest in commodities as well through a mutual fund. Then, my dear Mr. Sidhu sir, mutual fund give you facility of investing into Microsoft, Google, Apple, Amazon, big names. So you can sitting in Karnataka, you can sit in Kalaburagi, you can invest through mutual fund in the big corporates. That is called international fund. That facility mutual fund also gives you. So please understand, of course, again, and lastly, majority of the mutual fund scheme related to security market. That is a fact. But apart from security market schemes, other schemes which I have just shared with you, that option is also available with you if you want to go into that investment. But of course, I do appreciate that majority of the schemes relate to the mutual funds. In mutual fund relate to security market. Then mutual fund, before coming to the actual investment, how we can make 2-3 very distinct features of the mutual fund I also want to share with you. Mutual fund investment is damn easy. any person can make investment in mutual funds. May he be tech savvy, may he be layman, may he be a student, maybe he may be a homemaker, and maybe be in service. Anybody can easily make investment in mutual funds. So investment in mutual fund is damn easy. And there are two options as far as investment in mutual fund, a way of the investment is concerned. One is direct investment and other one is regular investment. Mr. Rahul, you must be tech savvy. I appreciate, and not you like you and Mr. Sidhu sir. A lot of people, other, because you are from technical background. Most of you are tech savvy people. So you can go for the direct investment. In direct investment mode, you need not require help of anybody. You simply go and visit the website of any mutual fund company, which is technically called asset management company. And there are around 45 plus asset management companies in India, which are running more than 25,000 schemes, different schemes. So you can visit the website of the mutual fund company, select the scheme. And again, I say, selection of the scheme, Dr. Sidhu, is the most important aspect of your mutual fund investment success. If you select the scheme rightly, then the scheme will take care of all your investment automatically. Then you need not worry. But then selection of a scheme is very, very important and even crucial. Crucial in the sense that if you select the scheme as per your risk appetite and your time horizon of investment, and perchance mutual fund schemes take care of both the aspects of your investments, then your investment will definitely go a long way in making your money fruitfully, developing a huge corpus. So please do understand that direct investment is the better way of investing into mutual fund, because no third party is in between you and the AMC, asset management company. But perchance or for any reason, Sidhu sir, you are not a tech savvy person, or you get some difficulty initially investing in mutual funds, then other option is also available to you. That is called investment in regular mode. In regular mode, you have to take the help of the mutual fund, local mutual fund distributor, which is registered with AMFI. So please understand, if you are going for the regular investment and when you are taking the help of any mutual fund distributor, first ensure that he is duly registered and registration is valid for mutual fund distributorship. The mutual fund distributorship certificate is issued by the AMFI and it is renewed periodically. So you have to ensure that if you are interacting with any of the mutual fund distributor for your investment through a regular plan, then you have to see that he is duly registered with AMFI and he has got a valid certificate of distributorship. Once you are taking his help or her help, definitely he will come to you. But please understand one more thing here, Mr. Sidhu sir. Don't take his or her advice about the scheme in which you want to invest. Because there have been a lot of cases coming to the SEBI and AMFI as a complaint that mutual fund distributor missold the product. Product in the sense the scheme was not beneficial to you, but he or she might be getting more commission in that scheme. That is why he sold that scheme to you. So mis-selling can simply be avoided, can be avoided simply by you deciding the scheme where you want to invest. And that you can simply do. You are all literate person. When you visit the website of the company, AMC, select the scheme, open any scheme. In the first page itself of the scheme, a fact sheet appear, FACT, fact sheet appear. And fact sheet is the Bible of that scheme. Every information has to be given about the scheme in the fact sheet. This is the regulation, or this is the prescription of SEBI as far as mutual fund schemes are concerned. So when you open the scheme, fact sheet appear, and please read the fact sheet again and again, maybe 5 or 10 times, each and every sentence. Understand what the scheme is, where your money will be invested, how much risk is involved, who is the fund manager, what is his historical performance, how long he has been in this business. All these things is available in the fact sheet. After reading the fact sheets, Dr. Sidhu, you can decide whether the scheme is suitable for you or not. Anybody, a normal normal literate person can make it out. It is not a rocket science. So please decide that you are in that this scheme is suitable for you. Then ask the mutual fund distributor, if you are going through a regular plan, to bring the application form of that scheme only. He or she will bring the form. He will help you out in filling the form. He will take check from you. He will take document from you. He will complete your KYC if you are a first-time investor. Then he will go to the asset management company, deposit your application, and within the 3 days, you will get a message from the asset management company that your investment has been accepted in the scheme you invested, and so much of the units of the scheme relating to the NAV of the scheme on that particular day when you are invested, so much of the units are allotted to you. This is also happens in the direct investment as well. But in direct investment, no third party is there. So Dr. Shailja, one more thing you must have to understand, that in direct investment, Dr. Sidhu, your return will always be higher, because of the simple reason that in regular investment, a person who help you out, that is mutual fund distributor, will naturally get some commission or fees for your help. And that commission or fee will go out of your return or out of your investment even. That is why in regular investment, your return will be slightly lesser. But your in direct investment, your return will definitely be higher. And in the long run, there may be a substantial difference of thousands of rupees. So I will request Mr. Rahul, Mr. Sidhu, and all young investors, please first try for the direct plan. If it doesn't work out at the initial stage, then to begin with, you can take the help of mutual fund distributor and go for the regular plan. But now SEBI has given you one additional benefit, Mr. Sidhu. Down the line, after 2, 3, 4 years, when you feel that now you are equipped and you understand the mutual fund better, then you can switch from regular plan to direct plan. That facility is also available to you. So you can avoid paying commission to the mutual fund distributor after a certain period, because he will regularly be getting commission every year till you attach with the regular plan. But once you come out the regular plan, or you switch from regular plan to direct plan, he or she will no longer be getting commission out of your investment returns, and your returns will be better. So there are 2 ways, and direct plan is a better way to invest, but you have to be tech savvy, and you have to have knowledge, basic knowledge of identifying a right scheme for you. Second thing, when investment is made, some units of the particular scheme prevailing according to the NAV are allotted to you. and a message come to you. And then every month, you see the mutual fund are the most transparent product. Every month, Dr. Shailja, you will get a mail from the mutual fund company giving detailed account of the investment of the scheme, where the total fund of the scheme has been invested, in which corporate, how many shares, if the debt scheme loan amount, to whom, at what interest, everything is given in a monthly mail shared with the participants. So not only you can be well aware where your money has been invested, in which company, what is the quantum of shares the fund manager has purchased out of the total funds available with him, including yours. To whom the loan has been given, if it is a debt scheme, at what percentage, what is the redemption period, all these things are shared with you every month. So you can make out whether your investment is moving toward right direction or you are not getting any return. If you feel that you are not getting any return over a period of time, maybe not so in 1 or 2 or 3 months, but maybe 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, then you have got option to switch from that scheme to other scheme. That you can also do. So mutual funds are the most transparent product available in the market. Every information is shared with you. Or rather, you have got right to ask to fund manager. You can simply send the mail and he's under obligation, under regulation to share you the information relating to the fund. Then additionally, SEBI has also attached a riskometer with each and every scheme. When you open the scheme, a riskometer will come on its own. And riskometer will broadly give you idea of the quantum of risk in the scheme. You can make out, because if suppose you open the scheme and a riskometer come and a riskometer indicates that the scheme, that the key of the riskometer tilting towards left, it means there is lower risk. It will also be written likewise, there is a lower risk. But suppose you scheme open other scheme and the key of the riskometer is at center, it means relatively higher risk. And when it is tilting toward right, you can make out that the scheme has got highest risk, very high risk. So you can decide whether that level of risk you can take or not. So if you are not in a position to take high risk, better to avoid that scheme. But if you are say that, okay, I am in a position, more particularly young participant like Mamta, those who are within 40, 35, 40, rather I will encourage you to take risk, but I will not, I can't request the head of the department, sir, that you take a risk because of the age factor. So those who are young, I will encourage them to take risk because of the two reasons. First is they have got far longer horizon of 30 years, 25 years, which that luxury I don't have. If something goes wrong, they can simply switch from other scheme to one to other. But so please go for the scheme as per riskometer, as per your risk appetite. So riskometer gives you broad idea about the risk of in a particular scheme. Then there are 3 categories of mutual fund schemes relating to security market broadly. And Dr. Shailja, the first category belongs to equity funds. And Mamta, you will agree, by name itself, as it shows, in equity funds, your money will be invested into the equity share of the corporates. Please do understand by the name itself. And you also well aware that the equity share prices always go up and down every day. Every day. So the risk is greater. In equity fund, the risk is greater. But the probability of getting higher return is also there. And sir, you will agree with me, Department of MBA, sir, you will agree with me that the basic rule of economics is more risk, more reward. But it is not a guaranteed reward. It will not give you license that you take high risk and you will get high return with guarantee. No, probability increases. The probability of getting higher return come into picture. So equity fund is more suitable, sir, for the young participant like Mamta ma'am. Because you are young, you can take risk and you have got longer horizon. And normally speaking, an investment in equity fund must be given a minimum time of 5 to 7 years, sir, to generate you a reasonable return. Of course, a time may come then when the share market goes like up every day, which happened in 2021. That was an exception only. But normally speaking, you should give a minimum time horizon of 5 to 7 years to the equity funds to generate you more than reasonable return. And historically speaking, Mamta ma'am, equity funds have generated more than 15% average return during last 10 years. So those who are young, again I repeat, within 40, you should invest your investment into equity fund, and it is better to go for the equity scheme with relatively higher risk. The second category of mutual fund scheme is debt fund. And debt fund, as the name goes, debt fund simply means your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. Ms. Harpita, you should be well aware that when you invest into debt fund, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. It will not be invested into equity. Please understand it very carefully. And when a loan is given to the corporate, the probability of getting reasonable return is there. You might not get extraordinary return. Because when a loan is given, sir, you will agree with me, a percentage is already decided, whatever it is, that this much of rate of interest will be given to you. And then this much of, and the redemption will happen after this much of period. So in debt fund, which is the second category, your money will be given as a loan to the corporate, and in debt fund, the risk is relatively lesser, Mamta ma'am, but the return probability is also reasonable. You should not expect extraordinary return in a debt fund. So, Mr. Siddhartha, debt fund is more suitable to the persons who are above 50, above 55. Those who can't take much risk, they are satisfied with the reasonable risk because their predominant thinking is that their investment should be relatively secure and safe. So those who want secure and safe, relatively safe and secure investment and are satisfied with the reasonable return, debt fund is a better product for them. Then third one is hybrid fund. The third category is, in hybrid fund, sir, you have got, in typically speaking in Hindi, aapko dono haathon mein laddu hai. You want both the things. You want higher return, but you want to make your investment relatively safe. So in hybrid fund, Mr. Rahul, what typically happens, suppose you have invested 10,000, out of 10,000, normally speaking, 5,000 will go to the equity fund and 5,000 will go into debt. So on the one hand, you are aspiring for higher return of the sum of the part of the amount which you have invested, but at the same time, you are balancing your risk by investing a part of an investment into debt fund. So in hybrid fund, both the benefits can accrue. You can relatively get higher return for a part of your investment, but at the same time, you are balancing your risk. So there are a lot of categories of equity funds. I don't have time to explain each and every category, but by name itself, you can make out what is the nature of that equity fund. Large cap equity fund. It simply means that your money will be invested into large corporates only. And that is the domain, and that is the limitation of fund manager as well. He has to invariably invest your money only in large corporates. And large corporate by definition says whose market capitalization is more than 38,000 crore. Probably it keeps changing. Of course, it is not a static one. It keeps changing, but as of now, 38,000 plus. Then other category in the equity fund is mid-cap equity fund. In mid-cap means the corporate size is mid-cap, because the market capitalization is from 16,000 crore to 37,000 crores. So the corporates which have that level of market capitalization, mid-cap equity fund will invest your money in that category only. Then the third subcategory in equity fund is small cap. In a small cap simply means where the market capitalization is less than 16,000. The companies we have just been listed are growing, doesn't have any big name, but have potential to grow. And sir, you will agree with me, so-called big corporates today, when they started, all were small companies. You might be aware, when in 1995, Infosys shares were issued to the public first time at the 10 rupees at par, hardly there were takers. It was hardly subscribed with lot of efforts, because company was new. Nobody was sure how we can't be sure how the company will perform. But now today, sir, just for a simple example, a person like sir, who had invested 10,000 in 1995 in Infosys, can you believe, sir, what is the money you have today of that? 64 lakhs. 10,000 has become 64 lakhs. But again, examples for reverse side is also available. You might have invested 10,000 and all you have lost. That is also there. That is the risk. That is the risk in security market. So large cap, mid cap, small cap, then multi-cap. Multi-cap equity fund simply means that the fund manager had got the liberty of investing some part of the fund into large cap, in the large corporates, some in the mid cap, and some in the small cap. Of course, the internal proportions are decided, maybe 35, 35, 30, whatever it may be. But within that maneuvering he has got. He can maneuver that from large cap, he can invest, he can shift to mid cap, and then from mid cap to large cap according to his wisdom and the market condition which he feels. So in multi-cap, your money will be invested in different type of corporates. Then Flexi cap equity fund. In Flexi cap equity fund, Mamta ma'am, fund manager has got absolute flexibility. Suppose he sees that next 6 months are going to be the period for large cap, then he can shift majority of the investment of the fund from small and mid cap to the large cap. Suppose after 6 months he says now the next 6 months are going to the period of mid cap. So he has got flexibility of shifting majority of the funds from large cap and mid cap, or large cap and small cap to multi cap or mid cap. So that flexibility he has got. So in Flexi cap, which are more prone or have a more liberated as far as the discretion of the fund manager is concerned, have got better chance of generating higher return for you. Then ELS funds are there also, sir, you might be aware. tax saver funds are also there under section 80C. Equity linked saving schemes are also there, where you can invest up to 1.50% interest and avail benefit under section 80C. But there is a limitation of that your money will be blocked for 3 years. You can't withdraw your money for 3 years because you are getting income tax benefit. That is there. But ideally speaking, you should not withdraw money after 3 years. You should continue with that investment. And historically speaking, most of the ELSS schemes are over a period of 5 to 7 or 10 years has generated around 20% return. Because in the first 3 years, fund manager has got absolute liberty. He was well aware that nobody will withdraw because of the limitation clause. Because the scheme was closed for 3 years, fund manager has got liberty to invest your money in such a manner to generate higher return. So ELS scheme is also there. Then value oriented equity funds are also there, where the more focus is on the value of the corporate. So there are a lot of subcategories in equity funds. Then the second category is debt funds. Again, debt funds. Debt funds are basically time horizon investment is very important, sir. And mutual fund, sir, has got a unique feature. In mutual fund, Mr. Girish, there are schemes which you can choose as per your risk appetite. In some scheme, risks are much, much bigger or greater. On the contrary, there are some schemes where there is least risk. So in mutual fund, give you the benefit of selection of scheme as per your risk appetite. Additionally, Mamta ma'am, mutual fund also gives you benefit of investing even for a single day. Can you imagine, sir, that you can invest your money even for a single day, even for 1 month, even for 3 months, even for 6 months? Different schemes are there. And these schemes are basically called debt fund schemes. And as I just mentioned, debt fund scheme simply means your money will be given as a loan to the corporate. So in debt fund, the first category is overnight funds. In overnight funds, sir, your money will be given loan only for 1 day. Basically, it is a money market operation, basically. Then there are liquid funds, where your money will be given as a loan for a very short period of 1 month to 3 months maximum. Then there are schemes which are ultra short-term debt fund, where your money will be given as a loan for 3 months to 6 months. Then there are short-term debt funds, where your money will be given from loan from 1 year to 3 years. Then medium term from 1 year to 3 years, and then large debt fund means beyond 5 years. So you can invest in mutual fund, debt fund scheme according to a time horizon. Suppose Mamta ma'am wants money after 1 year. So time horizon is 1 year. So you can invest in mid-term debt fund, short-term debt fund. But suppose sir wants that I'm getting retired, I want a stream of income regularly. So you can invest in long-term debt fund. And you can get a regular interest from it, out of it. So for debt fund also, there are categories of schemes available as per your time horizon of investment. And as for your risk appetite, equity funds are available, because in equity fund, in large cap, relatively risk is lesser, because the large corporates are by and large settled. They are big monolith now, conglomerates. They are generating consistently profit for over a period of time. So by and large, you are sure that the corporate will generate reasonable profit, and the prices of that shares, unless until some extraordinary happens, will relatively stable and will increase, might not diminish so much. So flexibility is relatively less. Then the third category of mutual fund scheme in equity market is hybrid funds. And as I just mentioned, in hybrid funds, some of your portion will go to the equity fund, equity of the in the equity, and some of your money will go into the debt. And there are two basic subcategories in hybrid funds, Mamta ma'am. The first category is aggressive hybrid funds. In aggressive hybrid funds, sir, literally 75-80% of your money will go to the equity and 20% will go to the debt. So you are taking high risk. But at the same time, in a small way, you are managing your risk as well by investing 20% or so of your savings into debt fund. On the contrary, there is conservative hybrid fund. In conservative hybrid fund, the position is opposite. 75-80% of your money will go to the debt fund, where the risk is lesser, and 20% of your money might go to the equity fund. So in this conservative hybrid fund, you are aspiring for little bit risk with the expectation of high return, but broadly you are covering your risk. Broadly you are covering risk. So it is basically broad three categories. Now there are two very distinct features of mutual funds, sir. The first is SIP and the other is SWP and the third one is STP. And sir has given me the task of explaining elaborately SIP, sipping the sip. So first I should take the SIP only. Basically, SIP is a way of investing into mutual fund. Please understand, SIP is not a scheme. It is a way of investing only. In SIP, what simply happens that we are regularly investing into a scheme. And SIP can be opened in any of the scheme, maybe equity fund, maybe debt fund, maybe hybrid fund. So don't misunderstand that SOI relate to equity fund only. Sir can also start SIP in debt fund, but Mamta ma'am can start an SIP in equity fund, or I can start SIP in hybrid fund. So SIP can be started in all of the schemes, majority of the schemes. Firstly. Secondly, SIP you can start with a minimum as 500 rupees. Minimum amount is 500 rupees. But sir, there are some AMCs are there who have targeted students even, and they have started SIP. They have given an option of starting SIP, Mamta ma'am, even of 100 rupees per month for the students out of their pocket money. Just to have a flair what mutual fund is, I will encourage your students to start SIP of even 100 rupees in a good large cap equity fund or some index fund. So SIP basically is a theme of regular investing. And sir, it is just like recurring account you might have opened with the bank or post offices. In recurring account, what happened typically? Every month we are investing 100 rupees, 200 rupees, whatever it is. In SIP also, you decide the amount which you will be investing every month. And once mandate is given, sir, earlier mandate was for 12 months, for 24 months, 36 months, but now the things have changed. Now you can given a mandate of a perpetual SIP. Perpetual simply means you will not stop till it is going infinite period. Earlier, after every 12 months, you have to renew it. After every 36 months, you have to renew it. But now you can give a mandate for perpetual SIP. Simply means that once you give a mandate, every month it will some money will go out of your bank account and it will be invested on a particular date. Date you have already fixed. That day SIP money goes out of your bank account, evening itself you get a message that this much of money has been received and so much of the units of the scheme has been allotted to you. So every month you get accumulation of the units, every month. And the benefit of SIP is that automatic balancing is there. Suppose, sir, today in the month of June, market is at 52, and you invest 10,000 per month. Of course, your unit will get at that, broadly looking at the market is 52,000. Next month, suppose market goes at 56, then you will get lesser units, because the prices of the shares have increased, you will get lesser. Third month, suppose again market dumps down to 50 or 49. The third month you will get more units, because you are investing a fixed amount, maybe 1,000 or 10,000, whatever it may be. So third month you might get more units. So over a period of time, automatic balancing comes in. So SIP will be a magic for young investors, sir. And I will give you a concrete example of SIP. SIP will happen, it will give a magic to young investors. Not today, sir, not tomorrow, but over a period of time, minimum 5, 10, 15 years. And nowadays in SIP, top-up facility is also available, sir. Top-up simply means, suppose you start an SIP of 5,000 per month today, but you are expecting good increment every year. So you can say next year I can top it up from 5,000 to 6,000 SIP. So even today you can give a mandate that 5,000 for first year, 6,000 for second year, 7,000 for third year, 8,000 for fourth. Likewise, you can top it up automatically. That automatically top up facility you can also avail of. And SIP is a magic, sir, which I am again repeating again and again. And I just give you a very concrete example, but unfortunately I will not, sir. I will not give the name of the AMC, and I will not give the name of the scheme, because that will be unfair on my part. That may be indirectly marketing of that scheme. So I will not mention, but facts are there, sir. And my dear young participants, Mamta ma'am and Mr. Rahul, all who are young, please note down what I am saying now very seriously. One way equity fund was started by a mutual fund company in 1995. Please note down the dates very carefully. And at that time, sir was very young. Of course, he is still very young, but at that time he was very young, but was very smart. Oh yes, thank you. But was very smart. Even at that time, Shailja ma'am, sir was very smart as far as investment is concerned. So sir started an SIP of 10,000 rupees right from 1995 in that equity scheme, and then continuously invested 10,000 rupees through SIP during this period from 1995 to 2022. Of course, sir, it is a difficult task, I know, because typically what happens when market goes up, Shailja ma'am, people come in and they start investing. Arey Baba, I will get profit and all these things. But Mr. Rahul, when market goes down, a good number of people simply withdraw in regular investment, or they withdraw even their money which they have invested. And that's a blunder. I emphatically tell here, Mr. Rahul, to you and Mamta ma'am and all young investors, it's a blunder. Please don't do it. It's a blunder. But sir didn't do that blunder. He was very clear. I will continuously maintain this SIP, come what may. And sir, during that period from 1995 to 2022, markets might have gone 100 times, market might have gone 100 times down. Sometimes there have been abnormally increase or down in the market. Because Mr. Rahul, you should appreciate, going up and down and movement in the market is the basic characteristic of the market. Market will always go up and down. Please understand it very carefully. Always. Market will not go always up or not go always down. Today it might be down, again it will come up like anything. Last year it was 62,000. Today it is 52. And in 2020 March it was 30 even. So, but sir was very particular. I will not see the market where the market is. I will continue investing my SIP. And that was the crux of his success. Now I know sir will not mention what the corpus he has got now, but I can, on his behalf, with his permission, I can mention here that, again repeating first the facts. One SIP was started in equity fund from 1995, continued for up to 22. Sir, can you tell me the corpus? Of course, you will not tell me, I know, but with your permission, I can disclose it. His SIP, Mr. Rahul, has now got a corpus of 9.57 crore. That's the magic of SIP. But again, please repeat 2-3 things. I again want to repeat because these are very important, Mr. Rahul. Whatever the level of the market, he didn't bother. He continuously invested through SIP in a scheme for almost 25 years. Almost 25 years. Market might have gone up and down. And now, Mr. Rahul, you have got an additional facility to topping it up, which sir might not have got at that time. But now you can top it up from 10,000 to 11,000 to 12,000. And if you do like that, your corpus might be in next 25 years, maybe on 15 crore. So please do understand the magic of SIP. And I am of the firm opinion, sir, I don't know whether you will agree with me or not. Next 25 years are going to be golden period of Indian economy. Sir is concurring with my opinion. Thank you, sir. But Mr. Rahul, there are two categories of investors. One category belongs to 99.99%. And those categories, in cricket terms, what I say it, they are sheer spectators. They go to the stadium, have cold drink, have Pepsi, have some popcorn, clap for the good performance of the cricketer, come home having entertainment only. But there are very few category of persons who actually get benefit out of that game. Who are the real beneficiaries? Players. Only who play in the field. They get an advertisement endorsement. They get fees, everything they get. And we get nothing, just clap and come home. So you be in the category of players means you have to be investor. If our Indian economy expand, suppose after 25 years and 10 times Indian GDP goes up, who will get benefit, Mr. Rahul? Not those who go for bank deposits. Only those who go for the higher riskier products. And as mutual fund, equity fund is one of them only. Again, I tell you, risk is there. But you can take risk, my dear friend. I can't take the sir to take much of the risk, but I can ask Mr. Rahul, Mamta, and other young fellow my participants, please do think of taking risk, but it has to be calculated. It has to be, it should not be a blind risk. But because you can invest for a longer period, which Shailja ma'am or Ms. Sir or I can't, relatively speaking. So SIP is a magic, but magic will happen, my dear, only when we continue with the SIP minimum for 10-15 years. Continue with, of course, periodically you should review the performance of the scheme. If you find that the scheme is not up to the benchmark which other schemes are, or they are deficient as per their peer performance, then you can come out of that scheme, invest in other schemes. And my dear Mr. Rahul, I know a lot of my friends who have started target-oriented SIPs. Not one, but 5-6 SIPs even. One SIP for going on vacation. Other SIP for higher education of children happening after 25 years. Third SIP for retirement plan. Fourth SIP for acquisition of a house after 5 years, or purchase of a vehicle after 3 years. So you can have multiple SIPs, and these are target-oriented SIPs. So please do think of starting SIP as per your targets, as per your financial planning, as per your goals. And please keep top-up facility in mind always, because more you invest, better will be the return, higher will be the corpus. So again, in the last, because sir has given me the topic, sipping the ship, start sipping something, my dear friends. You can start even with 500. Again, I repeat, Mamta ma'am, don't wait. Generally, people wait. Arey Baba, I'm starting my job, my salary is only 20,000, 30,000. What? Why I will see it afterwards? No, you will lose very precious years. Every month and every year is precious. Please start right from the day one when you start earning. Maybe 100 rupees, maybe 500 rupees. Don't wait that you will start investing only when you can invest 10,000 a month. No, it is not a right decision. Better start investing 500 rupees, 1,000 rupees SIP. If you have got some leverage, 2 or 3 SIPs in a good equity funds. And to start with, you can start SIP in one of the large equity fund or an index fund, where relatively the risk is lesser, relatively speaking. So please start an SIP, because sir has given me the topic of sipping sea. The second benefit of mutual fund investment, the category is STP. Mamta ma'am, STP means systematic transfer plan. And sir, what typically happens? Suppose sir has given 5 lakhs bonus to Shelja ma'am, incentive of 5 lakhs rupees. There are 2 options with her, Shelja ma'am. Either you can invest 5 lakh rupees in one go, in one of the schemes, but there is a risk. Suppose you today invest 5 lakh rupees in equity fund, and tomorrow market goes to 48,000 from 52. You may lose even 1 lakh rupees in 3-4 days. But alternate facility is also available. You simply put your 5 lakhs initially in a liquid fund. Initially liquid fund. And liquid fund, sir, I just want to tell you, out of context, I know a lot of young people like Mamta ma'am, who they've started a new practice. Suppose Mamta ma'am, you are earning 50,000 a month. And when you get salary, what now you are doing? You are transferring 50,000 from your bank account to the liquid fund every month on first itself. And it can be done by click of the mouse only, or in mobile as well. There are 2 benefits, Mamta ma'am. First is, in your bank account, you are earning interest of hardly 2.5%. And that too on average basis. But in liquid funds, sir, even when the liquidity is very much available in the market, the liquid fund returns are more than 3.5 or 3.75%. And that too on daily basis. So suppose Mamta ma'am, you transfer 50,000 from your bank account to the liquid fund. Right from day one, you are start earning interest of 3.5 plus. Secondly, you can withdraw money at any time. Suppose on 5th, you need 5,000 out of 50,000. Go to the app, put 5,000, click withdraw button, 5,000 will instantly be transferred to your bank account. You can use it. So money is available as was available in your bank account. And third benefit is, you can use that money for a longer period if you don't need it. So you will be earning relatively higher interest rate. But the only limitation, Mamta ma'am, is you can't withdraw more than 50,000 in liquid fund on a single day. That limitation you must keep in mind. Because it is a better cash management for a middle class, salary class person. It is a better, because over a period of time, I will be having more than thousands of rupees as compared to SB account. So liquid fund gives you a option of better cash management. Of course, it was out of context only. So suppose Shelja ma'am got 5 lakhs rupees. Now she should not invest in lump sum. Other way is, she should put 5 lakhs rupees in a liquid fund. And sir, then she should give a mandate that out of 5 lakhs, every week or every fortnight or every month, 50,000 or whatever it may be, 20,000 will be transferred to the designated scheme where she wanted to invest. Suppose she identified 25,000 every fortnight. So first fortnight, 25,000 will be transferred. And sir, suppose on 20, when 25 is transferred, the market is 52. Some units will be allotted to her. Next fortnight, suppose the market is 50, then more units will come to her. And third fortnight, suppose market again goes up, again she will get lesser units. So on an average, when all 5 lakhs will be transferred from liquid fund to the designated scheme, by that time, sir, she would have managed her risk as well and earn around 3.50% interest on in liquid fund. So STP is a facility which provides you that you should not you should not invest your lump sum money in mutual fund in one go. Better you should transfer it periodically or a small amount from liquid fund to the designated scheme. And third facility in mutual fund, sir, is SWP, Systematic Withdrawal Plan. And sir, that might be more useful for you just to understand. Sorry, I'm not making your age as an issue here, but since we are all mature person as compared to young people, that SWP means Systematic Withdrawal Plan. SIP was Systematic Investment Plan. SWP, Shailja ma'am, is opposite of SIP. In SIP, we were regularly investing, Mamta ma'am. But in SWP, when I get retired, suppose I get retired, and perchance most of us would not have pension now. You will appreciate. Even the central government has stopped the pension, normal pension scheme of NPS has come, but that is not a pension. That is earn your pension, sir. Typically speaking, that is not a regular pension scheme. That is earn your pension. That's a different story. Sometime we will talk about NPS as well. So, suppose, sir, again, with your permission, suppose sir is retiring next month. But he has been smart enough and he has developed a corpus of 5 crore rupees for his retirement life. Because, sir, you will agree with me, normally we live our retirement life on the return or interest which we get on our deposits. Normally, if we don't have pension, that is a normal course of living. Shailja ma'am, you will also agree with me. That is a normal course of living when I don't have any regular stream, because once I retired, I wouldn't be having regular salary, regular income. So I will more rely on my deposit return. Suppose sir has retired, but he has got developed a corpus of 5 crore rupees. Now he has got a facility, sir. You simply write to the mutual fund company where you have got corpus, saying that from next month onwards, please keep transfer 1 lakh, 2 lakh, whatever you want, sir. Please keep transferring 1 lakh or 2 lakh rupees from my corpus to my bank account on first. Shailja ma'am, what will happen? On first, you will get the amount and you will not have any botheration as far as regular expenses are concerned, even during your retirement life. You will get regular stream of money on the first itself in your bank account. So you will not be bothered. Of course, that will come out of your corpus only, but you will have reasonable money to live with. Second benefit, sir, would be your remaining corpus with the mutual fund. Your remaining corpus, suppose you have withdrawn 2 lakhs rupees in the first month, then your remaining corpus of 4 crore 98 lakhs will continue to be invested. And that will continue to generate return for you. So down the line, after 10 years, suppose your need increases from 2 lakh rupees to 3 lakh rupees per month because of inflation. That return you have got from your investment, that will take care of. So SWP is a facility where we can live our retirement life comfortably, provided we develop a huge corpus. This is the first condition. Then, sir, it is also tax efficient. In the suppose you withdraw 2 lakh rupees per month, out of 2 lakh rupees, you might withdraw 1 lakh rupees as your principal corpus and remaining 1 lakh rupees your return portion. So your tax, you will be liable to pay tax only on the return portion, not on the principal portion. So your tax liability will relatively be lesser. That is why SWP is a facility, and you can start SWP even at the age of 40 if you don't want to work when you develop a huge corpus. You can start it at 40 even, because a mutual fund will not say that you start only at 60. At any time you can start SWP. But the precondition is you should have a huge corpus. So SWP is a facility available to the persons who are going to retire. And Mamta ma'am, you should also think of developing a retirement corpus right from today. Only then it will happen 5 crore or 7 crore rupees. Otherwise, from where we will get that much of money? I know Shailja ma'am would be very lucky going to Amitabh Bachchan KBC show, winning 7 crore rupees. But there's how many of us? Maybe Shailja ma'am only, maybe Mamta ma'am even. But what about others? We have to work hard. We have to be very sincere, sir, right from the day one with regard to our savings and investments. This is the crux of developing a huge corpus and enjoy your life comfortably. As far as financial matters are concerned, financial empowerments are concerned. And Mamta ma'am, financial empowerment simply means I should have money when I need it. That is financial empowerment. So please think of your financial empowerment right from today. Don't wait that you will get higher salary, only then you will start saving and investing. That is a wrong thinking. Please avoid that thing. Last two things, of course, apart out of context, Shailja ma'am, I keep repeating in every of my sessions to all the participants. In our country, Shailja ma'am, there is a menace of Ponzi scheme, cheat fund and committees. People do come with a promise of giving you higher return than your normal bank interest. And Mamta ma'am, doubling your money in 3-4 years. These are the promises people do make. But they are sheer frauds. I am using very harsh word, Mamta ma'am. They are sheer frauds because they don't have any business model. They will definitely vanish one day, taking your money. So please never invest your hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, cheat fund and committee on the temptation of getting higher return or doubling your money in shorter period. That is not going to happen. And Shailja ma'am, I know it very well, you will not do it. Mamta ma'am will not do it. Mr. Satish Lonkar will also not. No, nobody will. Those who are illiterate persons will not do it. But who are doing it, sir? Of course, lakhs of people are depositing their money in fraud schemes. Who are they, Mamta ma'am? Basically, they are that segment of the society who are not so literate. Your maid servant, your peon, your driver, your milk vendor, your taxi driver, your plumber, your electrician. Basically, they people go under temptation with the expectation of doubling their money or getting higher return in a shorter period. They deposit their hard-earned money in those schemes. So Shailja ma'am and sir, if you open your video for 1 more minute, I will be grateful. So we have got a social responsibility, sir. And that social responsibility lies that we should reach to those segments of the society through your students and faculty members. Start a campaign in your area. Try to make those people aware as much as we can that they should never deposit their hard-earned money in Ponzi scheme, cheat fund and committees. And if they don't have anything, no problem. They should simply deposit their money in bank and post offices. At least their money will be safe. At least their money will be safe. And lastly, Mamta ma'am and Mr. Rahul, to you particularly, and not to you two only, all young participants, I want to tell something. And that is assertion from your side. Prosperity is my right. Every individual has got right to be prosper, my dear friends. It is not a begging. We will not, prosperity is not a begging before anybody. Prosperity, Shailja ma'am, is your right. Every individual has got right to be prosper. Every individual has got right to enjoy his life at the way he wish. So prosperity is my right. Sir, I might have born into a poor family. Might be, it might be happening. I might have come from poor family. Mr. Rahul and Mamta ma'am, birth in a poor family is not a curse at all. Not at all. It is sheer chance. Forget it. But living as poor and dying as poor is a curse, which we all can avoid by managing our money right from the day we start earning in such a fashion that we save as much as we can and we invest our savings into the best available investment product according to our risk appetite and time horizon, and you will definitely all be prosper. This is my confidence, this is my wish, and this is my prayer to Almighty. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
Thank you so much.
Sir, I want your observation first before I start taking the questions.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for enlightening us with in a simple way how to go about it, what are the various types of mutual funds available and how to go with it, and preferably the young minds, maybe they are spending their money, pocket money into unwanted activities that can be really diverted into mutual funds and they can prosper. The last word, what you said, sir, it was a golden word. If you are born in a poor family, that is not your problem. But if you are living and dying with a poverty, that is your problem. Yes, sir. Now platform is open for the interactive session. Please participate actively. Either you can unmute, ask the question, or you can type it in a chat box that will be asked to sir.
Yeah, Mr. Adarsh, Mr. Adesh, Mr. Adarsh Kanti.
Sir.
Adarsh M. Kanti, ask the question.
Yeah, my dear. Please on your video if possible.
Video.
If possible.
Yes.
On the video, Adarsh, switch on the video and ask the question.
No problem. If not possible, you can ask even without the opening video. Yes, my dear.
Sir.
Yeah. Ask the question.
What's your question, Adarsh?
So how to invest in online?
So the question is how to invest in online as an individual investor.
My dear, it is damn easy. If you are tech savvy, visit the website of any mutual fund company, AMC, technically called AMC, select the scheme, then they will give the option of investment. Click that option, then give the information of yours, your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, and all the required details. If you are first time investor, then you will have to go for eKYC as well. That is for one time only. After completing your eKYC, give the information and upload the documents which they required. Once you do it, you are automatically link your bank account. Link your bank account with your investment, and you are invested. And per chance, Mr. Adarsh, you are not able to do it because of any technical glitch or some deficiency, then you can start taking the help of a local mutual fund distributor. You can get a list for local fund distributor from the AMC website. And sir, one more thing I want to tell all the participants out of context. Don't be in great hurry starting SIP or investment in the mutual fund. Take your time to understand. And for that, please note down, I am sharing 3-4 good websites.
Sir, it's not audible, sir.
My dear, it is 3-4 websites which you can first visit and understand the concept of mutual fund. One website is of AMFI, AMFI, AMFI.
AMFI.
Second website is Private website, of course, sir, it is private website, but these are very useful. I personally find it. I am not marketing them. Second website is value research.
Value research.
Value research. Note it down, please, all the participants. Value research. Third one is money control. Third website name is money control. Fourth one is ET money. Economic Times money, ET money. There are other hundreds of other websites as well. I just out of thought or chance, I got these 3-4 websites in my mind. Please visit these websites. See their, sir, they have got a very small videos of 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Please make understand the concept of mutual fund and investment. And then, my dear Mr. Kanti, start thinking of investing in after 1 or 2 months. Take your time.
Yes. Thank you.
God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, any other question from any participant?
As far as chat box is concerned, no questions, sir. Please, if anybody want to ask the question, platform is open for you.
Mr. Sidhu has asked a category of investment as per current market. My dear Sidhu, I don't know your age. I don't know your risk appetite. I don't know your time horizon of investment, so I can't give you a general suggestion. If I know your age, then I would be more specific how to start specific to you regarding your investment profile. Okay, your age is 36. Then, my dear friend, you should start, please note it down, you should start investment through SIP in a good large cap equity fund or an index fund to the beginning. I will not name the large cap index fund or the index fund because that is my limitation. I can't give you a specific recommendation of a particular fund, but category I have mentioned, large cap equity fund or an index fund. Yes, Mr. A. Mallukar Arjuna, please unmute yourself.
Sir, there is one question in the chat box.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please inform about a tax on short-term gain and long-term gain of the mutual funds?
My dear
Slab
friends,
maybe.
yeah, slabs, it is 15%. Again, from debt fund and equity fund is different. On equity fund, up to 1 lakh rupees return, there is no tax. You might not be aware. Up to 1 lakh rupees in return or income on equity fund in a particular financial year, there is no tax. Beyond that, if it is short term 15% and long term 10%. But for debt fund, it is different criteria, sir. It is short term 15%. But if you are invested for more than 3 years in debt fund, sir, then indexation benefit will also be available to you, my dear friends. Please do understand. And that is a great benefit, sir. What is indexation benefit? I just tell you, sir. Suppose, just wait for a minute. Sir, suppose you invested in a debt fund 1 lakh rupees and you earned 8% interest or 8% return on that fund for 3 years. And you kept invested for 3 years. For those 3 years, sir, you will earn 24% return. Am I right, sir? 24% return. And suppose the inflation rate has been 5%. So 5 into 3 means 15% inflation 3 years. So, sir, for your tax liability, 24 minus 15, that is 9%. You will require to pay tax only on 9%. That is a great benefit of indexation benefit. Yes, my dear friend, Saurabh, you have asked a very, very valid and very good question. Because I don't think you have attended my earlier programs for investor awareness. Please attend one of my general investor awareness program. But just for your information, sir, I keep telling in my programs, insurance is different and investment is different. Unfortunately, most of the people still club investment and insurance. My dear participants, insurance is not an investment. I don't know whether any insurance agent is in my in this meeting, but sorry, if he is there, he or she is there. Insurance is not an investment, but insurance is more essential than investment. Understand it very carefully. Insurance is not an investment, sir, but insurance is more essential than investment. So please do first take adequate insurance. And nowadays, sir, term insurance is available, which was not available in our times. You will appreciate. In our times, only money back and endowment were there. But nowadays, a true insurance product is available that is called term insurance. So please go for adequate insurance. Once you have adequate insurance, then go for investments. Yes. Yeah, Mallikarjuna.
For equity diversified funds, I don't like the information, sir. What about the equity diversified fund, sir?
My dear, equity diversified fund simply means your savings are invested into different categories of equity funds: large cap, mid cap, and small cap. So you are diversifying, you are basically diversifying your investment in such a manner. Some goes to the high risk of, that is small cap, some goes to the moderate risk product, that is mid cap, and some of your money is going to the large cap, which has relatively got lesser risk.
Sir, sure, sir. Sir, which is better to the private sector or public sector, sir?
Everything is okay, my dear, don't worry. Public sector, private sector, both are regulated by SEBI only. All mutual funds are okay. Maybe SBI, maybe HDFC, maybe ICICI, maybe some other IDFC bank mutual. So don't think much about the public or private.
Okay.
Think about the quality of their investment. Think about their past performance. That is more important.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Mr. Rahul. Mr. Rahul, you have been with me right from the beginning. Can you unmute yourself and give your observation?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity, actually. It was a wonderful session, the way you have been taken us. I was very much happy to say that you have taken me to understand what is risk and return, what are the categories of the mutual fund, how the categories of the mutual fund are benefiting to a target of a person, age-wise in a person, if you want to take a more risk or a less risk kind of risk appetite. You have taken us through all the parts of the mutual fund journey, sir. So it was very nice to be with you. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear. God bless you. Thank you.
Shall we wind up the session, sir?
Yes, sir. Yeah, but before that, sir, I
Yes.
want to convey my special thanks to Dr. Shailja Kenny, ma'am. She has been instrumental in taking this proposal forward in your institution. So, Dr. Shailja, ma'am, thank you very much, and of course, you, sir, for taking it forward in your department. And I will be more happy to come to your institute physically as well when the opportunity arises. And I think these sessions are basically sensitizing session for your young investors, including students. So they should feel encouraged to go on the investment journey. That is the only purpose of this session. Thank you, Dr. Shailja.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, do we have a little more time, another 10 minutes? If there are any questions, please. Any questions, please? Sir, there is one question. There is one question from Abdul Sahab.
Sir.
What specific risk associated with the mutual fund?
Sir, basically, again, it depends upon the scheme to scheme. There is no general, of course, mutual fund schemes are riskier, very honestly speaking. I am very honest with all of you. But risk will vary from scheme to scheme. Some equity scheme, as Mr. Rahul I just mentioned, some equity scheme has got high risk. That fund has got relatively lesser risk. So there cannot be general yardstick that the mutual fund, yes, yardstick is that mutual fund are riskier. But again, sir, I keep telling in my session, risk is in most of the investment product except governmental schemes. Only thing is to how to manage your risk. And my dear Mr. Rahul, risk management is the crux of your success. And you can manage your risk according to your age, according to your risk profile. So risk management is more important than looking more and more on the risk. Please do concentrate on risk management.
Yes, participant, please take advantage of the time availability. It's indeed a great Yes, I think almost all the nook and corner of the country people have participated, sir. As of now, there are no questions. Any questions, Professor Rahul?
Fine, sir. No, sir. Thank you.
Shall we wind up, sir?
Please, sir.
Sir, we can assure you that at any point of time, please either drop want to have your presence over here also physically. That may give a more benefit than being at the different places. We always welcome you, sir, open-heartedly.
Definitely, sir. I'm planning to Bangalore around August, September. Then my coordinator will be in touch with you.
Yes.
We will have a big program. Definitely.
Sure, sure,
Thank
sure. This
What-
message will be spread across the society by the students, for their parents, nearby areas. We will conduct this as one of the scheme to spread across the message to the population and the society, sir.
So nice. Sir, it is your social responsibility, basically.
Yes, it's definitely, sir. As an institution, we consider this as our university social responsibility.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now over to Sabjar Ahmad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, sir.
for-
Thank you for all the help extended by your institution, and particularly you and Shelja ma'am and Mr. Rahul, Professor Rahul. Thank you very much, and thanks to all the participants, particularly for joining this program. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, what of that?